All right, what's up, everyone? How are we doing? All right, we're here. What's up, Rum? Yep, first and last. Stay strong. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Let me shut this door. And get my towel off the door. You guys are seeing me. It's too close to the real me. Not everything's super clean. Oh my gosh. All right. What's up, Tyler? Dude, study for chem. Thank you, Tyler. We'll see you. We'll see you, manana. Good luck on your chem test. So, all right, guys. So it'll be a pretty small group today, which I'm super fine with. But I do have some questions for you. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Mostly this is just going to be you guys, like whatever you got for me. Whatever you got question-wise or whatever. So. Mukti, if you want to keep a fair game counter, that is, it's fair game. Okay. Yes, Rom, give me a second. I want to get some questions. Get some old stuff. Okay. Here you go. Question number 1. Okay, so all automatic and controlled processes are talking about is like in the body. What are you actively having to do versus what is your body kind of taking care of for you? So you have your active processes, or excuse me, automatic processes, which is just like your heartbeat, pulse, your blood circulation, like all that stuff that you don't have to think about or deal with at all. And the control processes is like moving your hands and shaking your head and stuff like that. That's all. That's all stuff that you're actively trying to do. Yep. Social psychologists. Good. Well, if that makes sense. Social psychologists. Boop, 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 boop. Social. Good stuff. More questions. I'm just gonna find an old final exam. Just throw questions from there. You have an old one? I have lots of old ones. Sure. Good. Cognitive. Good. Practice tests. Just type in AP Psychology practice tests. They've got several. There are several. I mean, and you'll probably recognize some questions. I use it. I use them all the time, especially on here, especially for this stuff, because I don't want to give you like the ones that I might have on a test. So just Google AP Psych um, practice test questions. Yep, easy peasy. Um, yep, that's one. Let's see if I've. This one doesn't seem familiar to me. Let me see if I use it all. I don't know if I can technically recommend it, but Gabby's using it. Page 25. Yeah. Yep. Schacter two-factor theory is what we are looking for. Good, good, good. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, this is great. Um, does it give you the answers? Uh, yeah, cool. Yeah, y'all, that's a great resource. Go ahead and check out that link that Gabby posted. Gabby, I'm gonna steal that and I'm gonna give that to everyone. Yeah, legit, guys. That's just a 25 question AP exam, and they have the answers there for you. If anyone wants to go through that now or whatever and ask me questions about it, I'll be up to answering. I mean, they have a sample like free response question. Um, and they talk about like some of the expectations, which is worth reading. But they don't really have the answer to it. So, if you have questions about that, I can walk you through some of that. Yeah. Heck yeah. Thank you, Rom. You're right on it. Gabby needs some hype train. Uh, hype train, man. That's like my biggest regret this year. Like if I go back and I look at this year and I'm just like, what? And not just in school, but in life in general, is that I couldn't make hype train like a real thing. Straight up. Straight up. I know. I know. I wanted that to be like my legacy, this hype train, but didn't happen. That's all right. That's all right. We live and we learn, move on. You know, you just gotta keep on going. Like a train. Just keeps going. Every time. I'm glad, Gabby. That's what really matters. I know, Mukti. I know. Listen, it's like my final stream. I mean, if we run out of questions, yeah, I've been thinking about doing like a end of the year like just person. Like, okay, actually, let me ask you this: like, would that at all interest you if it was a Q&A session where you could just ask me about like my life or whatever? Is that is my life interesting to anybody? Probably not. I don't know. My life is really interesting to me, so I love talking about myself. Yeah. Can I explain the difference between socialized and personalized power motive? Yeah, sure. Um, so remember that when you are talking, so power motive is, um, so you're just looking at, um, like how you apply your like not power, but how you influence other people. Um, so like socialized is when you are kind of using the it's like the power that you've gotten from like a group, um and like applying that because of your power within a group, like your social status within that group. Um, like I am part of angels or band, so because I'm part of angels or band, like I'm like the cool kid in the block, or people um, like think I'm awesome or whatever. So um, okay, well maybe we'll do that. I don't know. All right, I will keep that. I will keep that in mind. Hey, listen, and if it's only like sixth period, that's fine. And some other people, that's that. We could do it. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. I'd have to be very. I don't know. What questions would I? I guess I'd have to. Oh, you know what I could do is I could make like ground, like have you guys write the questions beforehand, and then I could like go through them, um, so that I like had more control of what those questions were, um, and so I didn't get like nonsense in the chat. Not that anyone would ever ask nonsense questions, but I could see nothing going wrong with this. And then personalized power motive, Rom, is using like your position. So that would be like me saying I'm the teacher, and so because I'm the teacher, I keep rocking this camera. I'm sorry, I'm wiggling my feet. Um, and because I am the teacher, I'm the boss, and I can do whatever I want. And you have to listen to me because I'm in charge. That's personalized power motive. Can I do number two on the thing that Gabby sent? Yes. Number two. Question number two. Um, Malaya is 10 years of age, and her grandmother, Anna Rosa, is 60 years old. Which statement is likely to be true concerning their sleep patterns? Okay, so Malia is younger, Anna Rosa is old, is more likely than Malia to have night terrors. That is, so let's just go through this real quick. A is obviously false. Malaya will be more likely. Anna Rosa sleeps fewer hours per day than Malia. I believe it's B. Anna Rosa spends more of her sleep time in deep sleep than Malia does. No, I don't think that's true. Anna Rosa spends more time dreaming than Malia does. No, that's not true. No, it's definitely not E. I'm pretty sure it's B. Am I right with that? Yeah, it's B. Okay, cool. I had to double check, but yeah, yeah. So, okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, guys. You know, like certain rabbit holes that you just that this that we just don't have time to go down. They'll go down. Talking about like very specific age differences and how they what's it called? Just those specific age differences and like how they sleep and whatnot. And so, today I was talking about like just using common sense and using your brain. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like just kind of working through, because there will be some of them on there. You're like, no, I know that's not true. I know this isn't true. And so just trying to sort those things out. Yeah. So it's a weird question, Asha. Um, Nabil, that is a question that might be that will have to be answered some other time. Yes, Mukti, I do cry myself to sleep quite often. There are no natural predators of the monk. Um, we are a wild and dangerous breed. I know. I know, Rum. I know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that my lectures have ever been derailed by questions from my class. Never. Yeah. I just, especially sixth period, we are straight and narrow. Like sometimes I'm just so worried that we stay on topic too much. Yeah. Okay. All right. More questions. More questions. Hmm. I've got to pick my legs up. I don't really. I keep seeing how much I'm shaking my dang. Uh, let's see. Okay, next question. Are you are you making? Are you asking me about perceptual set, Rom? Is that what that is? Excuse me. Because if you are, but just remember, this is the you're just talking about um, your yeah. Just so think about your background and how that influences the ways that you see the world. And how, because it's talking about perceptions, and so it's talking about how, like, what have you what has happened to you in your life that has influenced the way that you see what's going on in the world, and how is that different from Amsha? How is that different from Babina? How is that different from Mr. Monk? Why is it that we all see a rose and think about things differently? Why does one of us really like it, one of us dislike it, and the other think it's just meh? So, and it's also looking at, like, um, yeah. So just your background, your history is going to influence the way that you see something. Yeah. So Gestalt psychology, Abina, is just that. Um, what's the lowest I can possibly get on the test without my grade dropping? I don't know. I'm sure I don't. I'd have to look at your specific grade. But um, yeah, just don't tank the test. You'll be fine. Okay. So Gestalt psychology, you're just looking at how the world is a whole, and how um, the whole is more than the sum of its parts. And it's just talking about how your brain is trying to bring all of this um, information and kind of bring it together to make sense. It's that whole brain taking lots of shortcut thing. That's what Gestalt psychology is all about. All right, structuralism, functionalism. Sure. So remember, structuralism um, is you're welcome, Amsha. Um, structuralism is um, was the first school of psychology, and all we're trying to say is that we can break down the mind into its individual parts, and we're looking to find the structure of it. So the founder of this is Wilhelm Wundt, and structuralism is, like, based in chemistry and physics, and um, it we use introspection in order to look into the mind and try to understand what people are doing, but introspection doesn't work, so structuralism doesn't work. Functionalism is basically just evolutionary psychology. Why do you do these things? Well, because your ancestor did these things, and that is what they did to survive. Excuse me. So that's why we do whatever we do. Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah, so good question, Mukti. So remember that each section, if you go back to the link that Gabby sent you, each section has a percentage, and that percentage is going to be how much it's going to consist on the AP exam. So history approaches only 2 to 4, research methods 8 to 10, and so really, like, the way that you have to look at it is um, you'll have, like, a maximum of 10 questions from each entire chapter. So yeah, not a lot of questions. Just Chomsky's theory, just say that kids can pick up language easier than adults. Yeah, basically, Rom. And it's that language acquisition. It's just a part of the brain that just allows us um to pick up that information super, super well. So yeah, thank you, Amshin. Can you give an example of classical conditioning? Sure. And I can also go over Spearman's G factor. Okay, so classical conditioning. Um, um, okay, so every day at 5 o'clock, I feed Teddy. And so, um, and it's like a pretty legit, like 5 o'clock is like, that's the time that he gets food. And so, um, um, so the naturally occurring relationship is food and the what's the unconditioned stimulus. Unconditioned stimulus is the food. Unconditioned response is that Teddy likes it, he salivates or whatever. And so what ends up happening is that because I constantly give him the food at around like 5 o'clock, what he will often do is he will come and get me, or he will become very restless at the 5 o'clock hour, even if we're often doing random stuff, or where I'm busy with something, he will come to me and he'll find me, and at 5 o'clock he's like, "Dude, it's time to eat." So the 5 o'clock is our neutral stimulus, and because I constantly feed him at or around 5, it becomes the conditioned stimulus, and so his response is that at that time, and so he gets like he'll come up and you know aggressively you know put his face in my lap or whatever because he wants to eat. So there you go. Can you go over Spearman's G factor? So Spearman's G factor is um, this idea that your intelligence can be summed up in one aspect, and that is the G factor. And so all intelligence is derived from that, is derived and connected to the G factor. Um, yeah, Rom, it's always a little bit behind. Like whenever you post something, the posting happens immediately, and then my response happens like 15 seconds afterwards. Okay, um, so basically, what Spearman is saying is that all intelligence tests, like people who have this G factor, are just smarter, and like you have those people in school that are just like they just got it, like even not in their best classes, they just do decently well. Like if they're like, oh, I suck at history, but they still get 95s and whatever. Um, Spearman would say that's all the G factor. So, can you also go over number 11 on the practice test? Sure. Number 11. Um, Georgie believes she is capable of playing extremely well in the volleyball game scheduled. Sorry, scheduled for tonight. Albert Bandura would most likely say that Georgie's expectations for this task reveal that she is exhibiting high self-esteem, self-actualization, self-efficacy, self-monitoring, and self-observation. Oh, oh, yeah, we didn't talk about this. Yeah, like questions like this, you just have to take the L on because we didn't talk about Bandura and self-efficacy. It's C, self-efficacy. Excuse me, self-efficacy. Um, we only talked about Bandura and the Bobo doll experiment. We didn't talk about his other stuff, so that's self-efficacy. I'm sorry, I can't teach everything, I guess. So I mean, I guess I can explain it really quick. I apologize. It's just things we can't always do. Um, uh, it's okay. So self-efficacy isn't like your self-image or your self-worth. Um, so it's more talking about like your confidence and like how optimistic you are. So it's like it's like your outlook. Like, what is your outlook of your capabilities in the world? So it's this idea that I believe I can, do great things. It's not, it's not, I think Mr. Monk is, blah, 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 blah. It's, I think that Mr. Monk me can do these things. So it's a belief about what you can do. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. So, inductive versus deductive reasoning. Um, this is something that we just don't spend time talking about. Okay, so deductive reasoning is just like valid reasoning. And so what you are doing is you start out with like a general statement or like a hypothesis, and then you try to like explain that hypothesis. And so you're like you have your stated question or your educated guess, and then you try to like reason out what is going on. So, and then inductive reasoning is the opposite, where you're making a broad, general, um, you're like making broad, general statements from specific observations. So, yeah. So, okay. Let me know if you need me to explain that more, Shelley. All right, hold on. Reliability is if the test scores are within the same range. Right. Wait, did I not? Wait, Shelly, I got a little bit behind. Did I not explain? Shelly, I think I just explained. I just explained self-efficacy. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you got that? Okay. Okay, yeah, just remember that validity is does your test what it's supposed to test. Reliability is does you taking the test multiple times, do you get similar results? Is it reliable? If you're, getting scores that are all over the place and you're taking a very similar test, something's wrong with your test. Thank you, Amsha. Good stuff. Okay. Thank you, Selma. Reliability. Yes, good. Good, Gabby. Yep. Uh, Gabby and Salma and Amsha are all female, but that's okay. I think they got the spirit of what you were of your appreciation. Yep. Yeah. It is. I'm just giving you a straight AP exam that I have not written, and so it is. I guarantee that you will come on questions on a test that we didn't specifically cover. And my response to you being like, "Yo, that's not fair," is to say that life isn't fair, and be smart and think things through and try to sort it out. Because if you do, you will find that a lot of things you just can work out, and just use your brain. And using your brain, you'll be able to deduce, use deductive reasoning, and sort things out. So, yep. Don't say that, Amsha. I'm deleting your post. No L's, as Coach Diaz would say. No L's today. No L's today. Yes. Um, did I say Ashma? I don't think I ever said Ashma. Did I say that? Oops. Yes. Yes, that might be true, Rum. And I'll just be like, LOL. Like the thing is that like yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Amsha. I don't know why I said Ashma. That's a weird way of saying your name. So yeah. Mm, mm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Amsha. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just like you watch other people do stuff, and then that's how you learn. That's it. I see them do this thing, and then now I know how to do this. So I need to change. I need to know how to change a tire. So I go on YouTube and I watch a video, and it tells me how to change a tire. And so now I know how to change a tire. Dude, right? Indeed. Cocktail party effect. How many questions on who is the psychologist is there actually? I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. Is that Nabil? Is that what he's been saying this year? It is what it is. Just that's a good way of applying it, Shelley. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, but I mean, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, just world phenomenon is the belief that all things, what goes around comes around. So kind of. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to spend it that way, that's fine. Yeah, Nabil. So just Coach D is he's been man, Coach D's been working his tail off this year. Oh my gosh. That guy is a machine. That guy stays here so late getting stuff done. He's he's been a he is deserved that teacher of the month thing. Hardcore. Hardcore. Yeah, he's been rocking it. He's been rocking it all year. I voted for his sorry butt for teacher of the year this year. So I gotta step up my game, get him nominated, get him to win it. Yeah, he's just doing such a good job. So he's been doing so much behind the curtains. So all the review stuff and tutorial things. So he's got a life outside of the world, but you know you don't see it. I did Amsha, but he's my bud. He's my best friend. So I gotta stick up for him. I gotta make sure he gets credit where credit is due. All right. Most of you guys got it's past 8:30. What else y'all need? Well, Shelly, this is it was round 2 this year. I didn't get it, so that's a bit of a stretch, but I do appreciate it. Muti. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. So Miss Wyatt is a very good teacher, though. So she does a lot of good stuff. So much well deserved on her part. Well deserved. Oh, did I just throw up a phobia? I threw that question without really reading it. Oh no, I just threw up a freaking phobia question. You guys don't need that. Here we go. Blam. A specific phobia. Sorry, that's too easy. All right. You do see John Watson. Mukti, I'm very interested by your all caps. Is this an inside joke? Yes, Nutrimulus, guys. Good. Good, 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 good. Yep, confirmation bias. No, no, they're not this. Well, kind of. Like the big difference is that confirmation bias. Well, hold on. Like, because confirmation bias is like you actively don't. They are very similar. Like confirmation bias, though, like I think the big difference here is that confirmation bias is that you actively ignore stuff that goes against it, and you only seek out stuff that follows you. So yeah, they're similar. So okay, y'all, I remember that one test where he used Jim and Pam's name. Oh, I did do that. I did do that. All right, y'all have any more questions for me? Hmm, sorry, hold on. Yeah. So the big, yeah, perseverance is believing in something and ignoring specific things that like come in. Um, and like when we were talking about like like the difference between belief perseverance and confirmation bias, belief perseverance is just ignoring that like information that goes against your prior beliefs, and confirmation bias is like you actively look for stuff that confirms your own beliefs, and you also do this thing where you ignore all stuff that says something else. So uh, um, the thing is, yeah, I mean the thing is, Shelly, I have to like go look around for um, uh, here you go. This is one I didn't talk about. There's one. Mukti, I just Mukti, remember, belief perseverance is you believe in something and you ignore all things that say all things that would say otherwise. You ignore all that stuff. Thank you, Shelley. Okay, there's one that we didn't talk about. Yeah, psychiatrist has a medical degree and can prescribe medicine. A psychologist cannot do that thing. Let's see. I'm looking for questions that we don't know. We didn't talk about. Um, mm, It's not easy finding questions or things. We did talk about a lot of things. Mm. This is something that we talked about, but this is asked in an interesting way. Yeah, psychiatrists can prescribe medicine. They have a medical degree. A psychologist or a therapist cannot. They do not have one of those things. Yeah, this is a question that's like, uh, is that, yeah, it'll make more sense when you go hear your answer choices. Oh my gosh. Hey, heyo! James Longer theory. Yeah. Nice. Nice, Gabby. Yeah, it's James Logan. No, it's not a bad question. Rom. I can't reword it. It's just, you have to think outside the box. So, hey, Gabby's ready for tomorrow. She's got this. Oh, here we go. This is one we definitely didn't talk about. Get wrecked, Rom. Thank you, Amsha. You got my back. All right, this is my last question. Okay. Hey, listen. Actually, that's not. That isn't questions from the internet. This is. These are old questions. But I do. I do sometimes. I do quite often for. Here we go. Yep, this is what I'm using right now. Looking over right now. No, but I do often use the internet when looking for questions on here. Yep. I don't understand that last part of what you said. Not trichromatic. Nope. 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 This is the. If you look on the thing, you've got your answer choices. It is the opponent process theory. Opponent process theory. Yep. So after images are conducive to the opponent process theory, it's basically like when you look at colors, it shows like you all like you have your like color spec. The trichromatic theory is talking about like three specific colors. Everything is like a shade of that, and the opponent process theory is saying that certain colors have opposing colors, and so like yellow and blue are opposite. And so here, give me 2 seconds. There's like a little thing that you can do. Let's see. Yeah. So type in opponent process theory just type in opponent process theory into Google, and there will be a couple things that you can do with it. Basically, you can stop that. So yeah, just type in opponent process theory. Basically, what you can do is you can pictures and these pictures, you stare at like one of the pictures for like a period of time for like 30 seconds. Just stare at it for like 20-30 seconds, and then close your eyes, and then you'll have an after image of that thing in the opposite color. So the first one I'm looking at is like an American flag, and it's like yellow and light blue and black. And so you stare at it at like the dot in the center for like 30 seconds, and then close your eyes, and you'll see the American flag in the correct color. So, and then they had this cool like picture uh, that's showing the different systems and stuff. So, yep. Question 85, sure. Cones are to vision as hair cells. Hair cells. They're just talking about the what's it called? The receptor cells. Cones are the receptor cells of the eyes, and hair cells are the receptor cells of the ears. So, boop, 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 boop. This is where the PDF came from. Also helpful. Yep, yep. Good link, Gabby. Thanks, girl. Okay, guys, that'll do it for me. I got to get out of here. Good luck on your test tomorrow. Your exam, I should say. Yeah, good luck. Make sure you get plenty of sleep tonight. You've got a long week ahead of you study-wise, so you're gonna study for my exam, and then you're gonna get right back to it. So, good luck. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I'll try not to cry while you're taking the test. The last exam in my class. So, be brave. Good luck, everyone, and we will see you mañana. Thanks for coming out.